Oh yeah, we are here. So this is Hafþór Björnsson from Iceland, the mountain from Game of Thrones. I'm here, I'm gonna take over. No politics today.
No. Thor. This is a politics show.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Beer? Do you want me to take it for you?
Oh, thank you.
You look very handsome, sir.
Thank you, sir. So this is show of Joy La Lasagna. Lasagna. Lasagna.
It's La Montaña, sir.
La Montaña.
Use that one. You want to use that one?
So I'm taking over. This will be happening every week.
Are you drunk now?
I'm fucking... No, I'm not drunk at all. I've been drinking... No.
Just have some rest, okay?
I'm not drunk at all. Why? Why you ask?
You look like drunk, man.
I'm not drunk at all.
Thor,
I'm not drunk.
let's just go home.
I'm not
Let's
drunk.
go home, Thor.
I'm not going home.
Thor! Come on, let's go home!
Okay. Let's go home.
There you go. Nice boy.
Kids, yeah. Put them to sleep. Where was I? Oh. Hey! A man was arrested twice for singing Justin Bieber songs at 2 schools. Do it once, shame on you. Do it twice, shame on Canada. Can you fucking take care of your business? Damn it! Donald Trump said that women in burqas have it easy because they don't have to wear makeup. Women in burqas said that Donald Trump have it easy because he doesn't need to think. A guy is suing Taylor Swift because he said he copyrighted Haters Gonna Hate. In related news, Kanye West is suing this guy because he copyrighted being a dick on Taylor Swift. Yo soy Chupetores and this is El Pulso. Amigos, remember when we were kids, sitting in your father's lap, listening to his stories, telling us lovingly that we can be anything we want? An astronaut, an artist, even a cloud. Achieving your goal is something that your parents encourage. Unless, of course, your parents were horrible with you. Then I'm sure you have an awesome rock band. But how about achieving goals you didn't want? Daddy did not prepare you for that one, am I right? What can you do when you reach a goal you said you didn't want to, but you're forced to do? Well, my friend, I have to tell you that you are a Republican.
After weeks of backroom deals, Paul Ryan is the new Speaker of the House.
That's right, the 45-year-old Wisconsin congressman is to serve as Speaker of the House, sending him up to be the youngest ascent to the post since before the Civil War. Ryan will step into a job he repeatedly insisted he didn't want, after easily defeating Florida Republican and elder version of Mr. Bean, Daniel Webster, for the top House leadership post. The change in leadership comes after weeks of dramatic and public turmoil among House Republicans after Boehner abruptly announced in late September that he was stepping down. Since Republicans took control of the chamber in 2011 and elected Boehner to the top post, he faced a constant barrage of criticism from conservatives. What? You chose Boehner and just when he takes the job, you hate him? Where are you? Your own little sister?
Hey, Melinda, let's play. Sure, which doll you want? I'll take Barbie. No, go away, I hate you, Mom!
The newly elected Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives will not let the new title go to his head. Of course not. He will not be moving over to the Speaker's office in the Capitol. He will not stop his daily buns and guns. And certainly, he will not start sleeping in a real bed, in a real house, during the work week. Wait, what? It actually makes me more efficient. I can actually get some work done by sleeping on a cot in my office. And I'm going to keep doing it. He's sleeping in his house during work week. Okay, he's not only facing the most boring job in the world, from the most boring party ever, he's sleeping in the office? If you sleep in your workplace, doesn't make you efficient. It makes you an intern. Ryan and his wife Jenna have 3 young children, and he's made clear he intends to spend as much time with his family as he can. And since he's sleeping in the office during work weeks, I think that will be like 35 minutes or something, but some good quality family time. Just as Mexican fathers. Hey, ¿qué pasó, guys? Let's go to a park, right? You like the idea?
All right!
No, who am I kidding? Hey, vieja, give me a beer, por favor. I just can't, sorry. Are you shocked about this? I bet you are. Does it get even sillier? Just wait a minute. On Sunday, former House Speaker and public crier John Boehner said on CNN's State of the Union that he used, wait for it, Catholic guilt to persuade fellow Catholic Paul Ryan to run for Speaker after he stepped down. Boehner told Ryan, this isn't about what you want to do. It's about what God's wants you to do. And God has told me he wants you to. That's right. God told Boehner that he wanted Paul Ryan for the job. God's not taking care of stupid tsunami victims around the world or the constant danger that millions of refugees are facing right now. No. His eye is fixed on things that matters. Who is going to be Speaker of the House? God, please let my little brother live. He's very sick because of malaria, and we're... Just a minute, Becky. I just had a meeting with the Republicans. Can you hold, let's say 20 minutes? But God, I just... 20 minutes, damn it! How can you be so selfish? Jesus Christ! My son. From El Pulso, we'll be following up this very closely, and we would like to join Ryan in his exciting new journey from the office to the cot in his office. Regresamos. This is the fucking Flash! Fuck you! Guys, right now, Austin is experiencing an historic flood. This time, the water has reached 25-foot level and was threatening roads, homes, and bridges. The storm knocked down power lines and flooding closed multiple roads. But someone named Kerry Packer captured on the video his car as it was carried away in the floodwaters. Then, he escaped his vehicle, grasped into a tree, and climbed it. What's good about this? Hours later, Kerry called his local TV station KVUE and told his story to the news anchors and showed them the video. He did all this while he was still clinched to the goddamn tree. Yes, the astonished newscasters asked how he was doing. Packer said, I'm fine. Thankfully, this is the nicest tree here. It's a little cold, but I did Boy Scouts for like 20 years, so I know how to keep my energy up and keep warm, so I'm doing fine. Yeah, everything is okay, you know. Everything happens for a reason, and can you wait a second? I'm just almost done cooking this snake I've just found. All right. Oh, I was telling you. I was driving on the street, and suddenly, all this water was flooding, and... God damn it! Hey, you, Vulture! I'm finishing my story, all right? Jesus. I'm sorry, what was I? Oh, yeah. So, the flood. My car was a prize, you know. I love helping the world with my hybrid car. Only 50,000 miles. Damn it. What? I'm sorry, there's a crocodile. Give me back my shoe. I know he's made out of your cousin, but can you get over it? Thank you. Well, come again? Packer stood in the tree from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. when he was rescued by an helicopter and now is safe and sound. And you complain when you get stuck in the traffic when it's raining and you're in your car with air conditioner and music and dry. Just remember when you told your mom you didn't want to go to the Boy Scouts because it was gay. Well, remember that next time you're stuck in a tree in the middle of a flood. Pulso believers, we've been together for 2 months? And I know it's been the best 2 months of our lives. But you know, here at El Pulso, just like you, we have our secrets. And even if you don't believe it, there are things we don't like. I know it's hard, but it happens. Well, this week, there is news that make us turn to our dark side. All because a new batch of emails released by the State Department on Friday revealed that as Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton exchanged messages with her aides about stars, including Lisa Kudrow, Lady Gaga, and Ben fucking Affleck. Ben Affleck! Of all the possible actors, Mrs. Clinton had to exchange emails with my arch nemesis. I mean, who chooses Ben Affleck to be Batman? Are you out of your mind? This will be the worst Batman ever. Okay, pull it together. I'm sorry. I hate you, Ben Affleck. What? Yeah. In one of the newly released email batches, Clinton asked for Lady Gaga's address so she could write a note after the pop star defended Clinton's fashion choices on The View. In another email exchange, Clinton asked her Assistant Secretary of African Affairs, Johnny Carson, I know, to draft a response to a message from Ben Affleck regarding this Eastern Congo initiative. I'd like to respond to Ben Affleck myself. Please advise, thanks. She wrote. A day later, she followed up. I haven't yet received a draft and you will like to respond today. The response to Ben Affleck was censored in an email released on Friday by the State Department because it was a draft version. The emails also revealed that Clinton, like your mom and dad, is not immune to struggling with technology from time to time. Here's my question. On this new BlackBerry, I get smiley faces?
Oh, so cute.
And not only that, Mrs. Clinton, you can even send sad faces, country flags, so you don't have to type Botswana or Burkina Faso. And if you are really mad because your husband did something with an intern, you can send the finger. Yeah, that's new. From Pulso, we know that everyone is tired of hearing about these emails. But how low can you get, Mrs. Clinton? Ben Affleck, come on. Show some class. He's the worst Batman. You don't want to be tied to that? Jesus. Amigos, have you ever eaten so many Girl Scout cookies that you started to feel not only a little full, but also a little lesbian? I know, there's a reason. You think this is a joke? Nope. This is no joke material. According to Pastor Kevin Swanson, this could be happening to you, and all just because of these cookies. But you may ask, Chumel, what has that to do with anything, you precious little brat? And I will answer, oh, stop it, you. Not again. Well, it turns out that next week, Des Moines, Iowa will host the National Religious Liberties Conference, and 3 of the GOP candidates were more than happy to sign up. Still no clue where I'm going with this? Just hang on a little. Ted Cruz, Bobby Jindal, and Mike Huckabee are scheduled to speak at the 2-day conference that's being organized by ultra-conservative radio pastor Kevin Swanson. Yes, the one that claims that Girl Scout cookies can turn kids into lesbians. And that's not it. This man of God also adds some pretty good topics to the mix. For example, the Rose Bowl needs a float where a gay person gets stoned to death. Natural disasters in Colorado were probably caused by a woman in pants. Probably. I mean, it's not confirmed. Birth control pills literally fills women's wombs with tiny dead fetus babies. God damn it! It's a really good plot for a movie. Rob Zombie, just we like to touch base with this guy. And my favorite, the movie Frozen turns your kids into lesbians. Oh, that's right. And last but not least, homosexuals deserve the death penalty. Of course, none of this is too far afield from the candidates' own ideologies. Ted Cruz himself has said that the Democrats' devotion to mandatory gay marriage is one of the greatest threats we've ever seen. Experienced exorcist, I'm not making this up, and Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal even penned an entire op-ed in the New York Times to ensure that everyone knows just how much he hates the gays. And as a former pastor, Mike Huckabee posted on Twitter on the Supreme Court momentous same-sex marriage ruling, my thoughts on the SCOTUS ruling that determined that the same-sex marriage is okay. Jesus wept. I hope you all feel like shit. He didn't say that, but he meant it. The candidates will be speaking alongside a number of another persecuted Christians and religious freedom advocates because, as the conference's own website reads, persecution against Christians is on the rise in Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, Sudan, China, Oregon, and Kentucky. Of course. It's so clear. It's just there. So, my friends, next time you're craving for a cookie, just make sure you're eating regular supermarket normal cookies. Not all of these health-crafted gay-turners satanic delicious thread sold door by door by those little Satan's daughters. We don't want you or anyone in your family to end up like this. For just eating cookies. Regresamos. Amigos, having a job. The slow and painful transition of having to wear pants every day. This week was the yabba dabba doo in the lunch bell of news. As you may know, stepping up to the continuous recession hasn't been easy, and the lifestyle of what someday was the American dream seems so far away, like a helium balloon with a bunch of 50s attached to its cord. And one of the industries that has really suffered this is manufacturing. Manufacturing since the 60s and almost to the late 90s has been the main engine of the economy through the middle class. But now, that engine seems like a Volkswagen diesel engine. It has tricked us all. Overseas, people may not understand how could many people support an orange jackass like Donald Trump, a guy who is so stupidly open about his racism and worth a laugh in almost every place on earth. Well, he can have that support because he touches one of the sensible fibers of many low-income and unemployed Americans. The way that Mexico and Mexicans stole the American dream. That's right. And they, the US, take away the dream with all the manufacturing companies who prefer the cheap labor in China and in Mexico. And I should know, I used to work in one. But the recession in China and the adjustments in inflation and money currency are slow moving this huge industry back to the US. But just not the way that everyone wants, according to an article in The Atlantic. A year ago, GM announced it was moving production of its best-selling vehicle, the Cadillac SRX, from Mexico to their plant in Tennessee. Today, 3,000 employees and more are being hired. GM is one of the hundreds of companies, big and small, that have moved manufacturing back to the United States from overseas. From the 80s to the 90s, these companies obtained benefit from the cheaper outsourcing in Mexico than the NAFTA offered. And that back in Mexico has the reputation of being a treaty with Satan that destroyed part of the traditional and artisanal economy. Well, it does both ways. In Mexico, and I can tell you this firsthand, this outsourcing overseas is the motor of plenty of cities who grow thanks to these plants, who also benefit from the cheap, non-united workers in Mexico. This is a perfect combination of masochistic men and sado women, like a 50 Shades of Grey, but in engineering. But the number of manufacturing jobs in the US has started to slowly grow again, and about 700,000 jobs have been added since 2010. Onshoring, as it's called, which is at this stage delivering just a trickle of new jobs, but states such as Tennessee are offering companies generous incentives to try and speed up the process, or in mortal words, they are becoming Mexicans. Many of the companies are locating their new plants in right-of-work state, where it's less likely their workers will join a union and the prevailing wages are far lower, like 80% of Mexico's. In fact, nationally, the average wages of production and non-supervisory employees in manufacturing are lower than they were in 1985, when adjusted for inflation. In September, those employees made an average of $8.63 an hour in $82 and $84. Average wage that seems a lot back in Mexico, and that could easily beat a salary of a teacher. Onshoring is generally viewed as a positive turn, a corrective to the job losses from the past 20 years. Towns that lost thousands of jobs after NAFTA, where empty factories still stand, could benefit from a manufacturing boom. With the quality of the compensation ratios, the possibility that in the globalized economy of 2015, manufacturing can no longer provide the standard of living that Americans seek. The job, the house, and the brand new car. Now that standard has to adjust with the rest of the world, with local leaders that will continue to give big incentives for companies that create bad jobs. So in conclusion, Donald Trump is touching the wound of all these low-medium income who had seen their American dream imported from Latin America. While those factors played out, the return of manufacturing doesn't necessarily mean that the middle class is on its way back, but instead adds another option to the low income and unemployed reality of millions of US citizens. The American dream never looked this Mexican. Regresamos. Well, that's it for us. I'm Jumel Torres and this is El Pulso. Your subscription and thumbs up are greatly appreciated. I'm gone, but before I go, I would like to tell you, like every week, los amo, estupids.